Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Tottenham Away, the best place to be in town on a match day. Hope you're good, hope you're well. This is it. It's Judgment Day. It's now or never. It's do or die. It's Ange in or Ange out. Whatever happens tonight, one thing's for sure. Either Ange is going to keep his job or he's going to get sacked. I'll be astonished if we lose this, if he doesn't get sacked. And if we do win, he 100% will be keeping his job. So, what will it be, people? What will it be? We're going to find out in just over a couple of hours' time. William Leone, big up to you as always, my man. He says, we need God. We certainly do. Well, didn't Ange say that it's in the hands of the gods? So maybe you and Ange agree with one another. Big up to Sammy in the house. Johnson again. Ole, ole. Johnson, could he be the one that scores tonight and wins the game? Who knows? Who knows? Fenland, big up to you as well. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're good. So, lubed by Levy. Sounds like a win-win situation. It certainly does. Let's have a look. I was about to do the starting lineup, but here's Cold Shot. We can't ignore Cold Shot. I hope we lose. Sorry, I can't stand Ange anymore. I check off this season. I will not watch next season if Ange is still here. I hope we lose tonight. There's a few fans that do feel that way. Norman says, P45 day. Well, it depends on the result. EJ, hope Vicario doesn't have another stinker. But if he does, we're out. Let's have it right. If Vicario has another stinker, we are certainly out. Let's get into the starting lineup. Let's have a look. So tonight in Germany, your starting lineup, as picked by the man of the moment, and Postecoglou. His team, Vicario in goal, Pedro Porro and Udogie are the wing-backs. So yet again, Jed Spence has been dumped to the bench. I can't believe it. What has he done wrong to deserve that? But there you go. Romero and Van der Ven centre-backs. Van der Ven is back in the starting lineup after doing a press interview where he was asked why he's not being picked for Premier League games. And his response was, ask the manager. Well, he's playing tonight. In midfield, probably the best that we've got. Bentancur, Bergvall and Maddison. We're going to talk about Maddison in just a minute. I think that's as good as we can really put out there. And then the front three, no Heung-min Son because Son is injured. He didn't travel. Or is he the mole? Is he the one leaking information out of the club? And a cover-up has begun and they're making out he's injured. Or is he actually injured? We don't know. But your front three is Johnson again, ole. Solanke, who for 65 million hasn't done anything. And Matthias Tell, who keeps Mikey Moore out of this team again. There you go. That's your front three. On the bench, we've got Austin and Whiteman as the backup goalies. Why did we sign Kinski? I don't know. He was on the bench on the weekend. Spence and Davies are on the bench. Danzo returns also on the bench. Archie Gray, another one mugged off. He's on the bench. Bissouma and Sarr, let's hope they don't play because they're terrible. They're on the bench. Kulu's back. He's available to come on. Mikey Moore, why do we even bother bringing him to any games? Because he never comes on. Odebert and Richarlison, the pigeon. There's your starting lineup. What do you reckon? I think I would have personally have started Spence. And I certainly would have started someone like Odebert or Moore because they can actually take on a player. So there's two positions I would have done a bit differently. Tell me in the chat, would you have done anything a bit differently? And as always, guys, we will be going on to big up just before kickoff for the actual watch along. So if you do want to come and watch the actual watch along itself, not just the pre-conversation that we have, then come over to big up. The links there. I'll put it in the chat as well. So you've got an easier link to it. Yeah, let me know what you think about the starting lineup, guys. I would love to know what you think. Let's have a look at a couple of comments. Artis. Those players will shit themselves once the Ultras roll out the Tifo, probably. Jonas says, big up Stel. Anja, big up to you as well. Leighton, 3-0 to the Frankfurters. I think a lot of fans think we're losing tonight. Fendon says, what has Spence got to do to get a start? Fendon, I don't know, my man. I find it diabolical. Rob says, classic Spurs supporters. I hope we lose. Priceless. That's the division in the club at the moment, isn't it? The ownership has torn us apart. Leighton says, Johnson won't track back. Our right side will be wide open. Yeah, and Porro can't defend either. It's a great point. Fendon says, I really hope Moore gets some minutes today. I doubt it. Not with Odegaard, Richarlison and Kulu on the bench. I don't think Mikey Moore will play. Football says, what will change in the starting 11? Well, I would have started Spence and I certainly would have started Moore or Odegaard because they can at least try to take on a player. William says, starting lineup doesn't matter. We're fucked either way. There's a link for when we go to big up. Artist says, I don't rate Richarlison, but Solanke has been awful. Richie should have been given a chance. It's a fair shout. Ginny says, Van der Ven is on. Yep, he's definitely starts. That's a big bonus for us. Lookman, Eugene, Spurswasian says, hi everyone, big up, hashtag Levy out. Ginny says, genuinely think Spurs can win this. Anything's possible, mate. Still, no post-match show tonight. Yes, there is. I'll send the link after the watch along, Eugene. CSJ says, Stel, is this the last game for Big Ange? If we lose, it has to be. If we lose, it has to be. There is no world of sanity, confidence, or logic that says if we lose tonight, that we keep Ange. It simply cannot be. Ginny says, will Kulusevski play? I think he'll come on at some point. AS winner, still love the show. Keep up the good work. You too, my man. Thank you for watching as always. Or lady. I don't know. Is it a man or a woman? And by the way, in the UK now, apparently, well, it's not apparently, a woman is a female. It's official. The courts decided yesterday. A user, what chance of Ange getting booted at half time? What you're talking, you're thinking a bit of Martin Joel. That's what happened to Martin Joel. We found out he was getting sacked at half time before he found out. Listen, it's Levy. Never, always expect the unexpected. How you doing, Baloo? Hope you're well. You all Johnson this and all that, but I think Bernardo Johnson will score and help us go through. Okay, well, we'll see by the end of the game what happens. We will find out. Leighton, season over for me if we lose. Oh, the season ended for me ages ago. I won't watch another game. I don't think any fan will, if I'm honest with you, Leighton. William says, I have a feeling Ange is staying no matter what happens. William, if there is, there's going to be a civil war in the club. Sammy says, are the Goons going to win the Champions League? No, Arteta will bottle it at some point. Don't forget, I call him Fraud Teta for a reason, right? They will choke. At some point, they are going to choke. Have faith. Have faith that he will bottle it. Ginny says, finally, someone figured out a woman is a female. AS winner is a man still. Been on your show a few times. It's a man still. Oh, sorry, right. You've been on, have you? Sorry that I forgot who you are. I apologize. But I've got to get you back on then. We've got to get you back on the show. CSJ. Bookie TV in the house. Personally, think Scarlett's the best striker in the club based on form. But Scarlett hasn't got any form. Not in the Premier League, has he? Lookman says, biological woman. Lol. AS winner. What's the way forward? Whichever manager comes in, assuming fraud and leave still, Levy will rinse and repeat. Mate, I totally agree. I whilst we've got this terrible ownership, we're doomed. Yes, it's Adam. Why don't you call yourself Adam then? Call yourself Adam. Cold shot. Stell would move to another country if Arsenal win the Champions League. Nah, mate, listen, I don't hide. I'll sit here and take the pelters, and my God, I'm going to get pelters if they win it. But they won't. Don't worry about it. Fraud Teta will choke. So, two things I want to talk about very quickly before the game begins in just under 20 minutes. The first one is, we were told about injuries, players always injured. And you know what? There's no injuries anymore. Everyone's back. Every single player is now back. The only one player missing is Dragusin, but we've got Archie Gray, we've got Ben Davies, we've got Danzo. That's 3 defenders potentially that can come into centre back if a player gets injured or tired. All our strikers are back. We've got Richarlison, Odebert, Tell, Solanke. Okay, Son is missing. But everyone is here. Son's not really been good this season anyway. You know, you got the full attacking lineup except for Son in the middle. Richarlison, he's on the bench. Solanke starts. Johnson starts. Odebert's on the bench. Tell starts. So there's no excuses for injuries at all tonight. None. And that's why, for me, if we don't win tonight, Ange has to go. He must be fired with immediate effect. Another player I want to quickly talk about is James Maddison. Now, Maddison's been getting a lot of stick this season, and he definitely divides a lot of opinion. But I want to show you something if you haven't seen this already, okay? This season, he's only made 19 starts. So he started approximately 2/3 of the games in the Premier League. And he has got the 4th most goal-creating actions. Now, from your attacking mid, your number 10, you want them to create. He's 4th in the list. So number 1 is Mohamed Salah with 23. Number 2 is Saka for Arsenal with 21. Damsgaard, he's on 18. And then it's James Maddison and then Morgan Gibbs-White at Forest on 17 and 16. So James Maddison is doing his job. As much as we want to hate him, as much as we want to blame him, and as much as we as fans point the finger at him, the reality is he's doing his job. And if you look on that list, he's had the least amount of starts other than Saka. Morgan Gibbs-White has started 8 more games. Damsgaard started 8 more games. And Maddison, who started 8 less games, has got roughly the same goal-creating actions as they have. So the issue is we've got players who play up top who don't take their chances. Maddison is doing his job. So do you think it's unfair, the criticism that Maddison keeps getting? I think it's unfair. What do you reckon? What's your thinking on James Maddison, people? Big up to Connor in the house, who says, take me to Munich. The delusion with these Arsenal fans is the best. They do it all the time. They get sucked in. They get one really good result, and then they think, that's it, we're going to do it. And then it all comes crashing down. But we will be here when it does. We will be looking for that fraud, Connor, the fraud, Stefan, and the fraud, TJ. We will be here for them. Oi, oi, Stel. Oi, oi, JJ. Bookie says he set up Kulu against Ipswich and he scored against Elfsborg. Much rather him than the other two, in my opinion. Maybe it's because he's just coming back off injury, Bookie. Maybe that's why he's done it. But yeah, I think Kulu is better than the others. Sonny is the mole. That's what I think. Zappa, big up in the house, Mr. Mike Zappa. I watch out of perverse fascination. I'm really not bothered by the results anymore. Oh, goodness me. We've all given up, haven't we? Alex, how you doing? Can't help it, but I'm pumped right now. Big up everybody in the chat. Alex, I'll be on Big Up in about 10 minutes. So if you want to come over there and jump on, you're more than welcome. Bookie says, logic playing matters as far away from the front three as possible. Amir Hassan says Madda is a smart player. I think so. CSJ, Maddie up and down. Cold shot for me. I think Maddison is a man child. He starts to cry when things are not going his way. But he still creates the fourth most chances in the league. He's doing his job. That's the point I'm trying to make. I think he's the best we've got. Yeah, Ange always hooks him, says JJ. Eugene says it's unfair, the criticism he gets. Bad Nasher in the house. Respect for all your work. Still respect for you for watching. Fenland says Madders gets too much stick. I think so. I think so. Kiwi Spurs TV. Big up King Stel. Big up King Kiwi. Norman Stanley Fletcher says Spence. Just randomly just says Spence. By the way, big up to Mark, who works at Nuffield Gym in Enfield Town, right? Mark, I met him today. He works there. Absolute legend. He's a Spurs fan and literally got talking to him. And within 5 minutes, he was cussing Levy, cussing Enoch. And I said to him, you're my kind of Spurs fan. So big up to Mark. If you're watching, Mark, from Nuffield Health Gym in Enfield Town, big up to Mark. Top man. Fellow Yido. Alex says, we complain about Solanke dropping too deep. Why not put Maddison to the same stick when he does the same? Do you think it's instructions given? Or do you think he does it to get the ball because he's not receiving the ball? There must be a reason he does it. Ginny says, Spurs scored 60 goals this season, though. And imagine if we converted a lot of the ones that Maddison chances he created. We'd be on 70 goals. Maybe we wouldn't be, where are we, 15th, 16th? I don't even know. We wouldn't be so low. Bookie says, Stel, is there a way that we can fit Kulu and Maddison in the same 11? There is, but I don't think we can in a 4-3-3. I don't think it will work in a 4-3-3. In fact, it hasn't worked in a 4-3-3. Alex says, last 90 minutes he got was versus Hoffenheim. He went out injured for 3 weeks straight. The guy can never stay fit. Yeah, they had that problem at Leicester as well, his fitness. Norman says, missed it. Only Madders, VDV and Spence should be nailed on. All right, as in they should be the only ones that are guaranteed to start. I'd probably say Vicario as well because we don't have a better shot stopper than Vicario. I know he had a stinker against Wolves, but he's normally pretty solid. Defensive-wise, yeah, Van der Ven's the only one really you'd start. I think Bergvald's nailed on. He's improved, isn't he? Bergvald, Maddison. And across the front three, who cares? They're all shit. JJ, yeah, he suffers injuries. Alex says, not stay fit, but you can't play 90 minutes week in and week out is what I meant. Yeah, no, we got it. We got you. We understood you, my man. JJ says, sorry. Oh, yeah, he hides and he does suffer injuries. Yep, understood. AS winner. Stel, I think it's a combo of behind-the-scenes indifference with Ange. Your stats on Maddison is correct. Partly form may have a part in this as well. The thing is, the team's form is shit, isn't it? The whole team has been terrible. BJ gets 90 today. Ole. If Johnson gets 90 minutes today and doesn't score or get an assist, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. I'm going to absolutely lose it. This and that 765 says, yeah, why would that not be possible to fit them both in the 11? By the way, the atmosphere in this stadium is rocking. These fans are up for it. I tell you now, and this was my fear, that we walk into the cauldron, the lion's den, like we did at Anfield, and we shit the bed. We tried playing Kulu and Maddison in an 11, and it didn't work. The only time it worked was away at Man City. Otherwise, it's never worked. I don't think a 4-3-3 suits them. Not together. Because I think they're both playing a similar role. As in, that's their best position. I'll be with you still on the watch-along. Top man. Ginny says, every time Spurs change managers, the quality of managers go down. It's true. Can't go worse than this, surely. Bookie says, we don't play with any cams, let alone two, right? We don't play with the cam, you're right. We don't play with a bloody 6 either. We've been overtaken by so many teams, it's depressing. I know, Nasha. I know, mate. Jack says, problem is Johnson is our only forward with a goal. How low is the bar set at this club that Johnson is the one we're looking at to get goals? Anthony Clark says, are you doing a watch along on Big Up? Yes, I am. There's the link. I've also put it in the chat. I'll put it in the chat again. In fact, I'll pin it in the chat this time, just in case it's not pinned in there. I've just pinned it to the top of the chat. So, it's already pinned there. So you can come and join us if you like. Miss TC Hotspur, how are you? Hi, Stel. What do you think the final score would be? 3-2 to Frankfurt. I think we lose by 1 goal tonight. Narrow loss. I don't think they're going to batter us. I think we're going to give them a game. De La Spurs, long time. Good evening, Stel. I have the whiskey ready for tonight, no matter the result. What whiskey are you drinking? I know you Americans like your bourbon. You guys like a bit of bourbon, don't you, over there? Norman says, any plans for more Rez? Yep, look, Rez is always invited on. If he wants to come on, he'll be there. I disagree. I think Johnson is the only one that gets the service because he can't deliver a decent ball. Yeah, but Johnson doesn't score all the goals, does he? So other players do score goals, which means they get the service as well. Norman says, just done that. A user, thank you for the super chat. Stel, big up. I see what you did there. Big up to you as well. Ginny says, 10 minutes to go. It's almost time, guys. It's almost time. So get your predictions in the chat. I've told you what I think. I said 3-2 to Frankfurt. It might be an extra time we lose 3-2. What's your predictions? What do you think? Wouldn't it be typical for Spurs to win tonight so we get another month of Ange? Wouldn't that just be exact? Because everyone's saying we're going to lose. We probably win. Cold Shot has gone in for a 3-1 win to Frankfurt. Bookie says, Harry Redknapp in tomorrow. Right, Alex, it can't finish 2-2. There's got to be a winner. So either Frankfurt on penalties or Tottenham on penalties. You can't put a draw. Come again. Rizzy Busy, 4-2 to Frankfurt. Sammy Mehmet, 2-1 to Frankfurt. Jonas says 3-0 to Frankfurt. Do you know what? Every time we predict we're going to lose, we normally win. This is what happened against Man City. When we went away to the Etihad, we all said 4-0, 3-0, we're going to get back. We went up there, we smashed them. 2-1 to Frankfurt, says Artist. No one thinks we're going to win. Bloody hell. Jack, why can't we win and sack Ange tomorrow? You know that's not going to happen. William says 3-1 Frankfurt. Bookie's gone 4-1 Frankfurt. AS has gone 3-2 to Spurs. There you go. Matty K, big up to you as well, my man. JJ says 2-1 to Spurs. So there's two fans that think we might just win this. I'll take 2 months off Ange if it means we win this beautiful competition, then boot him off in the summer. Thanks, mate. Another Spurs victory here from D Mills. 3-2 to Tottenham. 2-2 in full time still, then only God knows next time. Now, Alex, you got to pick a win. You can't sit on the fence. I don't allow fence sitters. Only Iggy sits on the fence. And if Iggy's watching, you know that you sit on the fence. Nah, Iggy normally has a good prediction. Frankfurt 3-1 to Spurs. Oh, Frankfurt 3, Spurs 1, so that's a loss. Cois. Della Spurs says 2-1 to Spurs. So it's actually split. Something we're going to lose, something we're going to win. It's pretty much divided. Frankfurt to win 2-0. Frankfurt didn't play that great last match either. We don't play great on the road, though. We've got a terrible away record. We are winning 6-0. If you're not delusional, you're not real. 3-1 to Frankfurt. Come on, Tottenham. Come on, Tottenham. If you don't back your team, you're a beep. Guess who said that? Yeah, I wonder who said that. Psychedelic, man. It's all psychedelic, yeah. To do is to do. Trust the process. And Jin. Hell no, and Jin. Hell no. Curveball. Ange is revealed as the mole. Could you imagine Ange is the mole? And he's double bluffing us. Wow, the atmosphere is crazy there. Their fans are going to... Yeah, no, we are going to shit our pants. The Tifo's out. And, oh my Lord, look at this. There's scenes, absolute scenes. I'm going to keep my eye on that Lazio Bodo Glimt game as well. But all right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to go over to Big Up now. So if you want to come, the link's there. I've attached it to the top of the chat as well. Thanks for coming for this pre-match chat. Come over to Big Up if you want to be part of the watch long. If you want to jump on the stream, if you want to watch it. We're going to be going live right now on Big Up. So get over there. I'm going to wish you goodbye here, and I'll see you over on Big Up. Come on, you Spurs. Let's pray to God we get something out of this game and we go through to the next round. Boy, I can feel drama tonight. I can feel it. All right, we're out of here. Peace. Have a good one.
The first game we look for, Robbie. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.